Hey there. In this episode, we're going to cover the improvements that have been made to date on the spray booth build and my design moment. Let's get inside. Howdy train fans, welcome back to the Chattanooga Southern Railroad. So after about a week of travel and not being able to work on the layout at all, I came back and did some work on the spray booth. I want to share that with you here, and want to go over a couple of things with you. First of all, if you remember from my last video, I had shared that I had bought these turntables from Amazon, nice freewheeling thing here. And I had mentioned about how I was putting a piece of track on it. So I wanted to show that to you here. And you can see, as I mentioned, how nicely that lines up with the lines. This is HO scale track, obviously. But you can see, and what I did is I basically found a piece of track that was a little bit longer on either end of this, put some dabs of CA glue on the underside of the ties on this, flipped it over, quickly lined it up with the grid lines on the thing in the center line, which is really nice, and then glued it down and then put some 1, 2, 3 blocks on it to kind of weight it down. And you can see that nicely lined up. I'm able to put a car on there or a locomotive. I can use this not only in the spray booth if I want to, but I could also use this on my workbench. So that's one thing I wanted to share with you. So let's talk about the spray booth. So one of the challenges I was having, and I mentioned this in the last video, is how am I going to mount this box fan, 20-inch box fan, to the back side of this box? And while I was traveling, I pondered that quite a bit. You know, do I do it out of wood? Do I do it out of cardboard? You know, everything I came up with, you know, if I did it out of wood, it was heavy and bulky. And if you remember, one of my criteria for this was to make it as portable as possible. Would really have loved to have this fan be removable and not be like permanently attached. So as I was pondering all that, and I did some sketches, and I don't think they're around here, but nothing was working. Well, then as I'm driving back from the conference, I had that aha moment, that duh moment. And let me show you what I came up with. This box fan came in a box that's exactly the same size as this. So if we spin this around, look what I have. So what I have done is I have used double-sided sticky foam tape to mount this box to this one, okay? And this now slides down beautifully inside of that box. And what I've done from there is I have cut out an opening. You'll see it here. Ta-da! The magic. To where now what I can do is feed this fan down into that box, and it has a set position. Now, I've done some modifications to this fan, so let's cover that next. So the box fan I chose is this Genesis Designs, okay? And it comes with a couple things, and I needed to make some modifications to this in order to get it to work for the system, this spray booth system, okay? First and foremost, it comes originally with feet, okay, on the bottom of it, okay? And I needed to remove those so that it would sit properly down in the box at the right elevation. Now, in order to do that, the way these work, oh, there they are, thought I had them handy, is you'll notice that they have these fingers, right? Compression fingers that when it comes up through the hole, it just opens up and it keeps it in a, but still allows these to turn in and out of the way. And you'll see here, that's where these were, and you'll see the arrows here that you could, once you deploy the fan, you can turn these and it'll stand up and support it while the fan's running, right? But I didn't need these. So in order to get these out, okay, what you have to do is you'll see on the front face at the bottom, there's a screw there, okay? You have to, in order to get access to these, you have to unscrew that. Once you do that, then this grill, okay, you have to remove the knob from the fan, okay? This grill section, and you can see a break here and a break here, this slides out the bottom, and now you have access to these. And then what you need to do is, I used a pair of channel locks to go in and squeeze these fingers and kind of rock it out to pop these out. Did that for both of them, okay? The other modification that I needed to make, and I'll show you on another fan, it has to do, this is the white version of it. My wife liked this one, the black one, so much she said we need a white one. So we have a white one now. But you'll see that the power cord comes out, and this is the storage space for it when it ships, or if you're carrying it around, okay? But the problem is, because this is going to be mounted with the air filter on this side, I need that power cord to come out the side, okay? And so what I did for my fan is I went in and I located, because you've got this cavity here, okay, and you've got this little pathway right there for the power cord, is I found a location and drilled a 1 1/4 inch hole with first I did a pilot hole with the 1/8 inch bit, and then used a 1 1/4 inch paddle bit to drill all the way through, and now I can pull that cable through as such, like this. And so now this fan is ready to be used in the new spray booth. All right, so I got you a little more up close and personal with this. This is the box that the fan came in. You can see where I drew a line for where the fan would go and to where the knob will go, because I've got to be able to access that in order to turn the fan on and off, right? We just talked about the power cord situation, and you'll see that I've also cut an appropriate hole here to match where this power cord would come through, okay? Once I did that and I mounted this box to this one, I then cut out where this opening would be for this box fan, okay? That would allow me access to control, and I'll show you that here in a second. But then what I did is I traced on through, and you can kind of see a pencil line here, okay? And found the location to cut off the back side of said box, okay? Now I've got a box that is nicely opened up. So then, now what I can do is I can feed my cord down through the top to install this. And if I play my cards right, this should slide nice and neat down into that box. Now I have full control of it, access to control. I have full face velocity across the grill for the fan here. And my power cord comes through this nice and aligns nicely with this hole, which will come over here to what will eventually be my power strip. So here we are, we've reoriented everything so that you can see the inside of what will become the spray booth. I've cut out, as you saw before, the openings in the fan box to be able to allow air to flow across, but then I needed to cut the hole into the main box to allow that airflow to happen. So what I did was I unwrapped my filter, I placed it in here, okay, marked the perimeter of that, and then I went to the back side and I poked holes with an awl like this through those corners. Okay, it's really important in order to get this to work properly is that because I'm sucking the filter against the fan, okay, I need to have enough space around the perimeter of this without blocking the filter media, but also giving a lip that can capture this filter to support it while it's being pulled towards the fan. So what I then did is, after again poking these holes, I then cut out the back of the box. And so now, and if I didn't mention it before, I've got foam tape all the way around here mounting that fan box to this main box. So it's a nice air seal all the way around that perimeter. And now you'll see that this filter will sit just like that up against the back wall without any problem. Now you'll notice that this thing doesn't want to stand up on its own, okay? But if I reach around here, I don't know if you can hear that, but now the fan's moving. And the beauty of this is that I'm using the entire surface area of that filter media to take particles and particulates and odors, right? Because I'm going to be using odor absorbing filters in this booth across that entire thing. I can pull this down now and you can see that I'm getting full filter. That's the slowest speed for that fan. And there's the highest speed. And you can see how quick and easily that pulls that filter media right into place. While it's running, I don't need any attachment method for that filter, but I am going to put one in there. I'm going to put some wood blocks around that perimeter to be able to hold that filter in place while the fan's not running. As you saw earlier, if I shut that fan off, that filter will stay there for a little bit, but once that fan stops running, it might stay, it might not. And I want to be able to have that stay in place when I'm moving this whole contraption around. So looking at the fan side of this box, I think this is a beautiful solution to this. I get full airflow from the fan. The fan is completely removable for me, and it functions. I got a 3-speed setting for different power levels, and it works beautifully. The only thing I am concerned about with this box is the wear and tear on this top piece, which is very flimsy. And I think what I'm going to do there is I'm going to get some thin strips of wood. So think in terms of like a paint stirrer type of thickness, and put a little frame around this just to kind of strengthen this, so that as I'm pulling this fan in and out of this box, I'm not going to damage this section. All right, so there you have it. Update for the spray booth build. Next steps for me is to kind of finish the framing here, because I still need to be able to mount my power strip on this one side and have a place for the fan, the lights, which I showed you last time, that will go at the different points. I have to figure out how I'm going to aim those back into the space. I need to put a base, hardwood or masonite base on this and mount that. And then this power strip will also not only control the fan and the lights, but it will be a plug-in place for my compressor for my airbrush. So, and I've got an extra slot or two for anything else I might want to plug in around here, maybe a soldering iron or something like that. Who knows? But anyway, there it is. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I've had a few new ones pop up, so thank you. Thank you to all of you that watch and comment, and we'll see you on down the tracks. Bye.